I'm very upset with you. Very, very upset. I thought we had things going.
Sorry, Judge.
I thought we had things going right. You know, you've been doing well. And now you've got this bond violation where you're doing whatever the hell you want to do again. Don't work like that. And I don't know what I need to do to get your attention that at this stage in your life, it's not about what you want to do. It's about complying with bond conditions. We have literally bent over backwards to try to help you with things, and you continue to shoot yourself in the foot. Your lawyer, Miss Hawkins, wants to plead you guilty now because you have a warrant. I'm done with this revolving door of you picking up a case and getting out. Picking up a case, getting out. You now, Mr. Waters, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Been taking care of everything I got to take care of, man. It's kept, man.
Mr. Waters, look at me.
It's kept, man.
Mr. Waters, you don't get rewarded for doing things that you should do anyways.
You know what I got to do?
Meaning it's what you're doing is great and it keeps you out of jail. But do you want me to pat you on the back for doing what you should be doing anyways?
I ain't asking. Man, I ain't asking. I'm just asking you, like, just give me a little more time. I've been doing these jobs. I've been going through the whole packet. I've been going to these hospitals with my girl, going to go check up on our little one that's coming, and I want to be there.
If you are old enough to have a baby, then these are the things that you should do anyways. You don't get rewarded for being a good father. The reward is that you have a kid that grows up like a little flower that blossoms, right? Because there are so many people that have babies that treat their kids like shisa, and they end up like rotten-ass kids that...
All right, guys, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into a courtroom showdown that spirals fast. It all kicks off with the defendant refusing to enter a plea, talking about jurisdiction, and waving around paperwork like he's got the ultimate Uno reverse card. But Judge McBain, he's not amused. The tension skyrockets as the judge calls out the nonsense and demands answers. What starts as routine instantly shifts to chaos, and the courtroom atmosphere changes in a snap. You can feel the storm brewing, and it's only the beginning.
Of the wife to make their lives as comfortable, as great, educational, and supportive as possible. That is the duty of a father, right? If you can't, then don't have kids. Then be a man to use a prophylactic or think, maybe I'm not in the best position right now to have a baby. You think before you act. This is the sign of being an adult, of being mature, and growing up, Mr. Waters. But me, with you now, I'm not going to just continue with this revolving door. You've been doing well because you've not picked up any cases, which is great, right?
And I have not been doing nothing. I have not been kicking her. I have been...
So tell me about the curfew then. What's up with that?
Okay, with the curfew, I can understand. Me and my girl, we got into it, and I ended up walking out, trying to go get some fresh air. Was not thinking. I can admit to that, and I'm sorry. The hormone going crazy with us, and we trying to, fight and get right with this, but...
You need to know about this.
I'm trying to, I can't talk. Y'all be telling me I can't talk, and I be having...
I've given you a lawyer to talk to.
And I told her everything. So she can come and tell you and let you know. Keep stuff updated. Sir, I've been out the way. I ain't been on no lollygagging stuff. I'm really maturing. I'm volunteering with my girl dad now.
Why are you Can you not get a 9 to 5 job?
With my 9 to 5, I gotta have my ID and stuff, and I'm working with search. My housing people, they got me my apartment. They finna give me my social security card and my ID card, and that's all I need so I can go ahead and get on.
Second, were we working on this?
Yeah, so first,
Now hold on, because just when you think it can't get more bizarre, the judge drops the hammer. He raises his voice, cuts through the legal gibberish, and forces the defendant to confront reality. This isn't a YouTube debate, it's real court. The sovereign citizen's smirks vanish the moment the judge flips the switch and warns about contempt. You can see the energy shift, everyone's on edge. The courtroom turns into a pressure cooker, and McBain isn't letting go of control. It's dominance versus delusion in real time.
he was with Search to just get housing. At first they didn't have housing, so he has an apartment and everything now. I'm not sure like the step-by-step how everything progresses, but he does still work with them. I've actually spoken with his officer, your case manager. He also had a social worker assigned with MAC. They were informed that he is working with Search, so they just kind of check in here and there, but they won't like also work with him because he's also working with Search, but they'll just make sure things are okay. So he is still working with Search and has a case manager with them. And has housing now. I wasn't aware of the ID issues or anything.
Not being telling them, send the application.
What we're going to do now is we're going to work on, I want you now to go get your ID. I want you to get your ID. And I'm going to give you a week for you to go get it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you are not back here in a week with your ID, it's not going to go well. After we get your ID, then you and I are going to work together to get you a job. A 9 to 5 job where you're working every single day. Because if you are about to have a baby, that baby needs food, that baby needs clothes, and the only way you get that is by working. And I'm not talking about these side jobs here, there. No, an actual J-O-B. Do you understand? I'm going to reinstate your bond right now with the expectation that you're going to get your ID. If you don't, it's really not going to go well.
Thank you, Judge.
This is Mr. Levine. No, Mr. Franklin. I'm sorry, sir.
After all that we've gone through, gone through the trying, the this, the that, and now you've picked up an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Get ready, because here comes the power. Move. The judge issues a direct warning and puts the defendant on a tight leash. The man continues with his sovereign lingo, but Judge McBain makes it crystal clear. This isn't a game. The moment he says, "You're trying my patience," everything tenses up. The defendant thinks he's found a loophole, but the court sees straight through the act. The judge stands firm, and the courtroom watches a man argue himself into deeper trouble with every word.
Don't talk about the case, Mr.
He's
Franklin.
the prosecutor.
The only thing is, I cannot express my disappointment. I really thought that you and I were like reaching together.
We were, and we really are. My family's working against me. They trying to take my SSI check and stuff. I haven't done anything. This is my 35th year. I haven't done nothing.
So look, I don't even know what happened. I want to know. So he picked up an agasalot then. What happened? Please, just don't say anything, please. I just want to know what happened or why they're saying what happened. Okay.
On March 17th, 2025, at approximately 5:48 p.m., officers were dispatched with an aggravated assault call of a resident in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officers met with the complainant, who stated they are a resident in a group home. The complainant stated that the defendant is a person they have known for 3 weeks. The complainant stated the defendant arrived at the group home around 5:38 p.m. and knocked on the front door multiple times, cussing at another resident due to them not opening up the front door, cursing and talking down to the resident. So the complainant tried to talk the defendant down. Defendant stated to the complainant that he was going to fuck him up, then went to his bedroom. The defendant took a hold of a fork which the complainant believed was a knife and pointed it at the complainant. The complainant asked if he was going to get stabbed, and the defendant charged at the complainant. The complainant stated they feared for serious bodily injury or death. The complainant ran and locked themselves in their motor vehicle and called the police. While waiting for the police in the vehicle, the defendant was still threatening to kill the complainant and was kicking the vehicle.
Wow. I just came from Food Town and I went back home to eat.
All right, we're in the deep end now. The defendant keeps refusing to cooperate, throwing out the word jurisdiction like a weapon. But Judge McBain, he's like a wall. He throws the confusion right back and makes a move no one expects, sending the defendant for a psych evaluation. That moment, total checkmate. The courtroom is stunned. The man came in ready to argue law, but now he's facing an entirely different system, one that tests his sanity, not his legal theory. Tables turn fast.
I was at the door, I knocked.
Stop. Just the problem is that there's some people in this life, Shaisa is always happening to them for some reason. Always. This, that, this. It's always happening. It's always happening. Don't matter where you go. I'm always stepping in, you know?
I'm not a violent person.
Your history says,
No, I'm not a violent person. I'm an SSI patient. I've been dealing with this stuff all my life. Soon as they get my name
the only thing
to use my social,
the only thing I'm going to say is that, it really is time. Because the thing is that I don't want you to end up with a 40-year sentence, man, because of the no self-control. I really thought we had something. I'm just so disappointed, man.
I don't know. Well, I'm the one that's been did wrong. I'm paying them all.
So look, I got to revoke your bond, man.
I
So
don't know why.
Because you picked up a felony.
I'm doing everything I can do. It's people out there doing hate cases, hate crimes, all towards people like me. All I'm trying to do is just get my home back. They took it from me.
Things keep unraveling as the courtroom watches a man sink further into his fantasy. The judge stands his ground, orders the man removed, and it's done with brutal clarity. The defendant's final words echo in the room, full of desperation and confusion. But McBain doesn't flinch. What started with paperwork and bold claims ends with guards walking him out. The whole room is left in silence. Reality has caught up, and there's no more escaping it through legal illusions. The system just answered back.
Everything. This stuff is happening against me. I'm not assaulting people. I never assault people.
the problem is that while this case is open, we can't do anything in here anyways. What I'd like to do is have you evaluated to see how we go forward, because I just don't know.
A lot of this stuff was false. All of this stuff is false, so it's me.
We're gonna have to wait for it to play out. I hope, Mr. Franklin, but I don't know. Well, I gotta wait to see the evidence and see what happens.
Well, you can't just send me to a psych ward unit or something while all of this is going on.
First, I have to have you evaluated, but I can't do that until the felonies are
This is
worked
not making
out.
no sense. This is my 35th year, and I have to keep dealing with this stuff.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna revoke it. I'll set it at 5,001. All right, Mr. Franklin, I just don't want you to have any weapons and just don't pick up any new cases, man.
Now we shift to post-chaos mode. With the courtroom calmed down, McBain gives the audience a moment of clarity. He explains exactly why the sovereign citizen approach doesn't hold water. This part? It's crucial. He breaks down why legal fantasy can't override the law. It's a rare, behind-the-bench moment of transparency and control. The judge reclaims the space, and everyone sees. Authority here isn't up for debate. This is law, not some make-believe loophole. The aftermath shows just how serious it all was. The judge details the risks of sovereign beliefs, not just for the defendant, but for the system. He calls out the danger in pretending the law doesn't apply. It's not about ideology, it's about safety, clarity, and justice. You realize the courtroom isn't just about this one man, it's about everyone who comes next. McBain sets a tone for how these cases will be handled going forward, firm, factual, and with zero tolerance for games. This final part? It's a masterclass in courtroom authority. The judge takes the last word, establishing once and for all that sovereign citizen tactics won't fly. Not here, not anywhere. The ruling is sharp, the message is louder than ever, and McBain's courtroom becomes a symbol of law over chaos. If you thought wild arguments could derail the system, think again. Judges like this make sure truth cuts through noise. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.